Hey there, I'm Jess, and today I have a simple beginner-friendly tutorial for you. I'm going to show you how to make a double zip wristlet bag using my pattern named Ella. If you're new to sewing, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. I am here to guide you through this tutorial step by step so that way you can make a project with me. And if you've already been a Sallie Tomato fan, thanks so much for being here and welcome back to our channel. I hope you enjoy this project. Carry your essentials hands-free with the Ella wristlet. This double zip pouch features 2 compartments, card slots, and an interior pocket to hold cards, phone, cash, keys, and more. The name of this pattern was inspired by the Queen of Jazz, Ella Fitzgerald, who often wore fashion that was adorned with embroidery and sequins. I designed the exterior panels of this pattern to be ideal for featuring embroidery or applique. And if you have an embroidery machine, I encourage you to try our brand new embroidery collection designed in collaboration with Designs in Machine Embroidery. You can find the pattern and all the supplies to make this project on our website, sallietomato.com, or you can request them at your local quilt shop. The supplies you need are listed on the back of the pattern, including a list of helpful notions. As always, we encourage you to purchase the pattern and supplies from your local shop and support your local businesses. Once you have all the supplies you need, cut out the pieces according to the pattern, and let's begin. Start by cutting out your pieces according to the pattern. It's really helpful to label the wrong side of each pattern piece with the piece letter or even the name, so that way it's easy to decide which piece to pick up while you're working through the project. You can set all your pieces aside except for pieces C, which are the zipper tabs. And you can also set aside your hardware. First, we're going to start by preparing the zipper. I'm going to show you 2 different techniques for adding the zipper tabs. The first technique, according to the pattern, is to take one zipper tab and fold it in half with wrong sides together so it measures according to the pattern. Then you'll slide the tab over one end of the zipper, so that way the cut end of the zipper is tucked inside the tab, and you'd repeat to attach tabs to both zippers on each end. You'll want to make sure that each end of the zipper is pushed tight against the fold of the tab, and you can secure with double-sided basting tape or sewing clips. The second method is a new technique that is a little bit more beginner friendly. Start by marking the center of each zipper tab, measuring in from the long edge, so the line is parallel to the long edge. Then apply some double-sided basting tape to one side of the tab between the cut edge and the marked line. Then position the wrong side of the fabric against the underside of the zipper and align that cut raw edge of the zipper along the marked line. And you'll repeat to adhere another tab to the opposite cut end of the zipper. If you're following along with the pattern at the machine, you'll top stitch the tabs to the zipper an 1/8 inch from the raw edges. A zipper foot and a stiletto are very helpful to move the fabric as you sew and keep an even seam allowance. If you're following along with the second method that I'm showing special in this video, first you'll top stitch an 1/8 inch from each cut end of the zipper. Then simply fold the tabs over the top side of the zipper and top stitch an 1/8 inch from the edge. Next, we'll work on the card pockets. Top stitch an 1/8 inch from the long top edge of piece D slip pocket and each top edge of pieces E for card pocket 1 and pieces F for card pocket 2. I've already went ahead and marked piece D according to the pattern. You'll measure down from the top long edge and mark a horizontal line, and then also measure in from each side edge and mark a vertical line. After marking, position one piece E in from each marked line, so the corner is at the intersecting point. Use double-sided basting tape to hold the bottom edge of the pocket in place. Since this pattern calls for cork fabric or faux leather, you cannot use pins, so that's when tape and clips come in handy. Then top stitch an 1/8 inch from the short bottom edge of each piece E. Next, with right sides up, position one piece F over each attached piece E, nesting it into the indent of piece E and aligning the sides. Again, you could use basting tape to hold it in place, but I'm just going to hold it as I sew. Then you'll top stitch an 1/8 inch from the sides of piece E and F and along the bottom of piece F. I've already went ahead and marked the wrong side of piece A back according to the pattern. And with wrong sides together, you'll center the prepared slip pocket so the bottom edge is along the marked line and centered on piece A back. Make sure that the top of the pockets are towards the edge that the zipper will be attached to. So whatever side that you want to be the top edge with the zipper, make sure that you have your pieces oriented correctly if you're using a directional print. Then top stitch an 1/8 inch from the sides and bottom edge of the slip pocket. Make sure to back stitch. Next, we'll attach the strap connector. With wrong sides together, fold piece H strap connector in half lengthwise and add some sewing clips to hold the fold in place. Then top stitch an 1/8 inch from each long edge. After top stitching, thread the strap connector through the split ring of the key fob hardware. Fold the connector in half with wrong sides together and align the short raw ends, encasing the split ring at the inner folded edge. You can add a sewing clip to hold the layers temporarily. I've already went ahead and marked on the wrong side of piece A back, and this will be the placement for the strap connector. So position the strap connector according to the pattern, making sure that the folded edges are towards the top edge and the hardware is at the left off the fabric. I like to use a piece of washi tape to temporarily hold the strap connector in place, since you can't really clip this area and it will be sewn in the next step. At the machine, baste the strap connector in place, making sure to backstitch a few times because you'll want this area to be very secure. After stitching, you can simply tear off the washi tape and it will be removed from the seam without pulling out your stitches. This next section is optional. You can embellish piece B, which is your front pocket, if you'd like, with embroidery, applique, ribbons, or any other embellishment designs that you'd like to add to the front. Since this is such a small piece, I encourage you to try embroidery or applique or top stitching down various decorative ribbons to add your own custom personalized touch to this bag. Like I mentioned before, we just released our first ever embroidery design collection with designs in machine embroidery. I encourage you to check out our handbag embellishments collection, which features motifs, border designs, quilting designs, and designs that you can feature on your straps as well. We do have basic embroidery tutorials on our YouTube channel, but definitely check out the Designs in Machine Embroidery website for tutorials as well. Now we're ready to assemble the wristlet. With right sides up and the zipper pull closed to the left side, center the long top edge of piece B, which is your front pocket, over the lower half of one zipper tape. You'll want about an 1/8 inch of the zipper tape showing between the teeth and the raw edge of piece B. You can secure the layers together with basting tape against the wrong sides, or you can use washi tape. At the machine, top stitch an 1/8 inch from piece B top edge using a zipper foot or narrow foot. If you used washi tape, after top stitching, you can simply tear the tape away from the fabric. Then you'll repeat the same process to attach the remaining zipper to the front and back pieces A. Make sure that the top edge of the slip pocket is facing the zipper. Next, with right sides together, position the unsewn edge of the zipper attached to piece B up from the bottom edge of the front according to the pattern. Make sure that you align the side edges, and you can hold the zipper in place with basting tape or washi tape. You can even add some sewing clips along the side edges temporarily. Then you'll sew the zipper in place with 3/8 inch seam allowance. Remove the clips from the pocket, and with wrong sides together, you'll fold the pocket down and also the back down to align the sides and bottom edges with the front. I like to start with the bottom edges and clip those together to make sure that they're even, and then I clip up the sides. You can press down on the zipper tabs to make sure that the side edges stay aligned. At the machine, you'll top stitch an 1/8 inch and a 1/4 inch from the sides and bottom edge. As you sew, make sure that the tabs are pushed down flat so that way the side edges are even. I first start by sewing an 1/8 inch around the edges, and then I go back a second time to sew a line a 1/4 inch from the edges for reinforcement. Next, we'll create the wrist strap from piece G. I've already went ahead and marked the center along the long edge, and with wrong sides together, you're going to fold each long edge to the center. You can either use sewing clips to hold the layers together, otherwise you could simply align the edges along the center as you sew. I'm going to just align them as I sew, and at the machine, you'll top stitch a 1/4 inch from each folded edge. Now we're ready to attach our wrist strap to the key fob hardware. You'll fold the strap in half with wrong sides together and match the short ends. One tip is to top stitch across the short ends to keep them together. It will make it a little bit easier to insert into the hardware. Then you'll insert the short ends into the key fob hardware, and I recommend to take a scrap of fabric to cover the edge of the hardware so that way it prevents your pliers from scratching your hardware. And then you'll take a pair of pliers and clamp the hardware over the strap. You'll want to try to clamp it evenly from each side. And after using the pliers, I cover the hardware again and use a hammer to make sure that the hardware is tight against the fabric for a secure hold. And the last section of instructions is optional. You can make and attach a tassel using our tassel cap hardware and a scrap of your fabric, and simply clip your tassel to the key fob hardware. It will add a little bit extra flair and tie all the fabrics in together for a professional touch. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned some tips along the way and are excited to use your new Ella bag. If you have any other questions about this tutorial or a certain step or technique, feel free to add those questions in the comments below. If you liked this mini pattern, I encourage you to join our monthly mini pattern club, which starts at only $5 a month. You receive a pattern or even a complete kit to make a mini project each month. This club is great if you're looking for simple, fun, and fast projects, including projects for beginners and kids. We encourage you to share photos of your completed project using hashtag Sallie Tomato on social media. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll check out the rest of our pattern line for more professional looking projects. See you next time!